Hey everybody, welcome to another homework review. Tonight we're working on exercise 2 of homework set 12.3. Is that right? Yes. Homework set 12.3. And this is where we compute the mean, the median, the mode, and the mid-range of a set of data values. Here are our data values, and our assignment for this exercise is to compute the mean, the median, the mode, and the mid-range. So we're going to do all of those things for this set of data values. Here's the first thing we do. We compute the mean, denoted by X with a bar over it. We call it X bar. The mean X bar is given by the sum of the X values, the sum of the data values, divided by the number of data values that we have. Let's see, how many data values do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So N is 7 here. Let's write these things down. X bar equals the sum of our data values, all of these things added up, 58 plus 51 plus 38 plus 49 plus 59 plus 46 plus 62. Let me make sure I wrote those down correctly. I did. Okay, good. Divided by N, the number of data values, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So N equals 7. Okay, and let's see, what does all of this add up to? I guess I didn't compute that. I just computed what we get when we add these up and divide by 7. We get 51.8571. Now, that's our answer, but we're not going to be able to enter this answer in our MyLab, and here's why. They're giving us some instructions. They say the mean is, and there's a blank, and then it says round to the nearest tenth as needed. And I have no doubt that some of us got this far and we got this correct, but we lost credit on the exercise because maybe we didn't know how to round to the nearest tenth. Now here's how we do that. Tell you what, I'm going to put it on pause for a second and write. Okay, they tell us to round this number to the nearest tenth as needed. So here's how we do that. Go one place beyond the tenths place. Here's the tenths place. So we go one place beyond the tenths place. And then, if that digit is 5 or above, round the tenths digit up. If this digit is 4 or below, leave the tenths digit alone. This digit falls into the category of being 5 or above. So we round the 10th digit up. We go to the 10th digit and we round it up to a 9. So our entry 51.9. That's how we enter the mean. And if we did this much correct and then didn't round correctly, guess what? We lost credit on that. We lost the entire amount of credit for this part of the exercise. Now, I'm telling you this because a lot of these exercises are going to be on the final. So on the final, when we get an answer like this, we'll know how to put it in the form that our MyLab will accept and mark correct. Now, I think the next thing that we need to do is to find the median. First thing in finding the median, arrange the data values in ascending order. So we have to rearrange these values going from least to greatest. Oh, what's the least value? It looks like it's 38. And you know what? As soon as I write a data value on this list, I'm going to cross it out. 38. What is next? It looks like 46. Okay. Bye-bye 46. And then 49. Okay. Then what do we have left? 58, 51, 59, 62. So our next three data values will be 51, 58, 59. Boy, that's an ugly 5. And we cross out 51, 58, 59. And that leaves 62. We got the data values in ascending order. And here's the rule of thumb. If there are n values and n is odd, then the median is the middle value. Let's see, how many values do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are n equals 7 values. So the number of values is odd, which means that the median is going to be the middle value. These three values are below the middle. We've got 3 values above the middle. So guess what? We have 3 below, 3 above. 51 is the middle value. 51 is the median. Now, what would we have done if we'd had an even number of data values? We're going to wait until the next example before we answer that. In our next example, I promise we'll have an even number of values. And we'll see what we do when we want to compute the median, and there are an even number of values. Next on our list, we compute the mode. Find the mode. By definition, the mode is the data value that occurs most frequently. The mode is the data value that occurs more than any other data value. Well, here are our data values. We have 7 data values, and each of these data values occurs exactly once. We have 7 data values, 7 different values. No value occurs more than once. No value occurs more than the other values. In this example, there is no mode. The mode is the value that occurs more times than the other data values. No value here occurs more often than any of the other data values. There is no mode. I think we're going to do, let's see, mid-range? Maybe that's what we're going to do. Find the mid-range. The mid-range is the value that is halfway between the least and greatest values. So the value of the mid-range is determined solely by the least value and the greatest value. None of the other values matter when we compute the mid-range. The mid-range is the halfway point between least and greatest, and here's what we do. Essentially, we take the average or the mean of the least and the greatest. Add the least, add the greatest, divide by 2. The least is 38. The greatest is 62. Son of a gun, I think that's 100 over 2, right? So this is just going to be 50. Ta-da! Now, I did say we were going to do another example like this, where instead of having an odd number of data values, we're going to have an even number of data values. And this means that when we compute the median, we're going to approach things a little bit differently. New example. This one is like exercise 5 on our homework set 12.3. They give us a list of numbers, 3, 5, 18, 5, 6, 5, 17, 12. And notice this time we have an even number of data values. We have 8 data values. We're going to do the same thing that we did in the previous exercise. We're going to find the mean, the median, the mode, and the mid-range. First of all, the mean. First on the agenda, find the mean, and recall that the mean, denoted by x bar, is given by x bar equals the sum of all the data values. Remember, this This is a summation sign. It tells us we're going to add up all the data values, divided by n, the number of data values. So let me write that down. We add up all of our data values. We divide by the number of data values, which is 8. And when I punch that into my calculator, I get 8.875. And now they're going to give me a choice. It says, the mean is, and there's a blank where we put our answer. And then after that, it says round to the nearest tenth as needed. And we want to pay attention to how we do this, because there will probably be at least one exercise like this on the final. And we don't want to do all the work correctly up to this point and then get the entire, or get absolutely no credit for the exercise because we didn't know how to round to the nearest tenth. So let me write down the rules again. We've computed the mean, approximately 8.875. Now we have to enter our answer, but they want us to round to the nearest tenth. So here's how we do that. Go one digit beyond the tenth digit. Here's the tenth digit. Go one digit beyond the tenth digit. If that digit is 5 or above, which it is, round the tenth digit up. So we'll round this digit, the 10th digit, up. And there's our answer. We get full credit. Now, before we abandon this exercise, let's just, for the sake of example, consider what we would have done if this digit had been 4 or less. So let's just, by the way, this is our answer. But now let's change the example a little bit. Let's suppose that instead we had gotten 8.835. What would our answer have been then? Well, we follow the directions. Go one digit beyond the 10th digit. Here's the 10th digit, 8. Go one digit beyond. If that digit is 5 or above, well, it's not 5 or above. So we'll go to the next point. If that digit is 4 or less, and yup, this digit is 4 or less, leave the 10th digit alone. This digit is 4 or less, so we just leave this digit alone. And in that case, our answer would be 8.8. Okay. And wow, does that, oh no, that doesn't exhaust the exercise. All we've done is we've found the mean. We haven't found the median, the mode, and the mid-range. It's coming up. Next, find the median. And if we're looking for the median, the first thing we do, and we have to do this for the median, arrange the data values in ascending order. Okay, so the smallest Data value is 3. And I'll cross that off the list. The next smallest data value is 5, and we've got 3 of them. 5, 5, 5. Okay, of those values left, 6 is the least. Bye-bye number 6. And then 12 is next. And then 17. And finally 18. Okay. Now, before I go any further, let me just make sure I got them all. We have 8 data values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it looks like they're all accounted for. Now, how do we compute the median? Arrange the values in ascending order. We did that. Now, if there are n data values and n is even, and n is even this time, isn't it? We have 8 data values and 8 is an even number. Then the median is the average or the mean of the 2 middle values. Well, where are our middle values? We have 3 values below the middle pair. We have 3 values above the middle pair. So these 2 are right in the middle. And it says the median is the average or mean of these values. So we compute the average or the median. We add them together and divide by 2. And our median is 5.5. Fantastic. Aha! This time, when it tells us to find the mode, we can do it. What is the mode? The mode is the data value that occurs most frequently. Is there one data value up there that occurs more than the others? Obviously there is. 5 occurs 3 times. None of the other data values occur more than once. We have 8 data values and 5 occurs 3 times. The others only occur once. The mode is 5. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. We have one more thing to do with this exercise. Now, what is the mid-range? The mid-range is that number that's halfway between the smallest and the largest values. So the mid-range is really the average or the mean of the least and the greatest data values. And good thing that from the last example, we still have our, whoops, I erased the orders I had them. in order from least to greatest, and like a bonehead, I erased them. Well, let's see. I think we can figure out what the least value is. 3 is the least. And the greatest, let's see, 12, 17, 18. 18 is the greatest. And we take the average of that. So there's our mid-range, 10.5. Well, everybody, that's it for this video. I think I'm going to do one on section 12.4 now.